Hello guys, my name is Philip and I am going to present to you the War of the Dutch Independence. First of all, we are going to start by taking a look at the world of Philip II. He was the king of Spain, and during his rule, Spain gained its greatest prosperity and power. Philip was a perfectionist and did all of his work by paper, and he took a lot of time in making everything perfect. He also deemed war unnecessary and was extremely cruel with his punishments and persecution of the Protestants. Okay, so the second thing we're going to talk about is the armies of Philip II. So even though he deemed war unnecessary, he still had to have means to defend himself from oncoming attacks. So he had an extremely powerful fleet called the Spanish Armada, which consisted of 130 ships, which were very big and had a lot of firepower, but they were not very maneuverable, which was exactly what led to their defeat. In addition to this, he also had very big and well-trained and equipped armies. Okay, so now let's take a look at the reason why the Dutch Revolution even began in the first place, and this reason is the Netherlands. So the Netherlands was one of the most rich and well-populated regions in Europe at the time. They were leaders in manufacturing, banking and commerce, and their future was closely tied to that of Spain. They were extremely important. The year 1566 marks the beginning of the Dutch Revolution. In this year, bands of Calvinists started to vandalize churches and cause iconoclasm, which is the belief that icons should not exist. And the Spanish army saw this as an open rebellion and crushed the uprising as fast as possible. Also, the aristocracy remained loyal to the Spanish crown and did not side with the Protestants. At this point, the tension between the Spanish and the Dutch is extreme, and even the slightest conflict ends up with a great disaster. This period is called the Spanish Fury, and during it, thousands of Protestants are persecuted and killed by the Council of Blood. The Spanish rule in Belgium is restored. However, Philip's rule over the Burgundian inheritance has ended completely. The English, who have had an aggressive relationship with Spain, see the tension between them and the Protestants as an opportunity to crush the Spanish. In the year of 1585, the Earl of Leicester leads an army of 6,000 men to Holland. He miserably fails to take Zutphen, and his main army is forced to withdraw from the battlefields. Maurice of Nassau succeeds his father as Captain General of the United Provinces. He then embarks on a 10-year series of stunning military victories against the Spanish, known as the 10 Glorious Years, and he furthermore secures borders of Holland against Spain. Maurice was too exposed to continue his campaign and was forced to withdraw from coastal Belgium. In the year of 1604, the Spanish laid siege on the city of Ostend and captured it 3 years later. It took 60,000 Spanish people to kill the 30,000 people who defended the town, and the result was one of the bloodiest and longest sieges in world history. Finally, after 40 years of gruesome, brutal war, the Dutch have secured their independence with a truce agreed in 1609 called the 12 Years' Truce. The Spanish do not give formal recognition to the Dutch independence because they find it humiliating that they get almost nothing in return. But still, the nations use those 12 years of peace to take a break from warfare and to focus on the internal problems of their countries and to focus on building up a better and stronger economy.